Hello everyone, my name is Dr Prashant Dash. I am the Chief Medical Director at DocOnline Health India Private Limited. And today I will be talking to you about the role of healthy lungs to keep your body fit. I will also talk about the various ways in which you can keep your lungs healthy and prevent respiratory diseases. Now, lung health is crucial for the overall well-being of an individual as it impacts every cell of the body. Lungs deliver oxygen to the cells and also remove the waste gas carbon dioxide. It maintains the pH balance, humidifies and warms the air to match the body temperature, and supports the sense of smell and speech. Lungs are instrumental in protecting the body from harmful substances and infections. Let's look at some data. Asthma is the most common chronic childhood disease affecting 300 million people worldwide, with 38 million of them being Indians. More than 65 million people suffer from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also called COPD, out of which 30 million are Indians and 3 million die from it. This makes COPD world's third largest cause of death. Cigarette smoking is a leading cause of lung disease like COPD and lung cancer. And lung cancer is the second most common type of cancer in Indian men and a leading cause of cancer-related deaths. We are still struggling from the COVID-19 pandemic that has already claimed millions of lives. Many people are still suffering from the lung sequelae of COVID-19, because of which many of us still feel breathless or fatigued while doing our daily chores. Now, this calls for an urgent need to prioritize lung health. The lung functions usually decline with age because the lung loses its flexibility, strength, and capacity. Now, if you have an underlying lung disease or repeated respiratory infections, it may hasten this normal physiological process of lung aging. So it becomes more important to protect and maintain the health of lungs so that they can work efficiently later in the old age. Let's talk about some of the tips to keep your lungs hale and healthy. Number one, the most important, say no to tobacco and quit smoking. Smoking, both active and passive, damages the lung tissue and increases the risk of lung cancer and chronic lung diseases like COPD, asthma, and idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. The toxic chemicals in smoke irritate the lungs, induce inflammation, and impair the ability to clear the airway passage, which leads to narrowing of airways, and it may also bring about irreversible changes in lung cells. Early cessation of smoking reverses some of the damage and prevents chronic lung diseases, which improves overall lung health. Number two, avoid pollutant exposure and breathe clean air. Air pollution kills more than 7 million people every year, which makes it a very serious concern. You can protect your lungs by avoiding traveling during peak air pollution times in your city, avoiding exercising near high traffic areas, avoiding indoor pollutants by making sure that your home is smoke-free, well ventilated, and keeping it dry and clean by dusting furniture and surfaces regularly. You should also wear a mask if you are exposed to dust, fumes, or chemicals, which will prevent lung damage. Number three, stay physically active and practice deep breathing. Regular aerobic exercises improve lung capacity. Exercise makes your lungs work harder to meet increased requirement of oxygen. This also makes your lungs stronger. Deep breathing further clears the lungs and improves their function. Number four, eat right to boost immunity. You should have a nourishing, balanced diet with seasonal fruits and vegetables. You should also make sure that you drink plenty of water, especially during summer months, to stay hydrated. Number five, prevention of infections. It's important that you wash your hands often with soap and water and avoid crowd during flu seasons. If you think you have a respiratory infection, make sure that you isolate yourself to prevent the spread of infection. Number six, getting vaccinated. People with lung conditions and the elderlies are at a higher risk of contracting respiratory infections. Vaccines can protect them against infectious respiratory diseases such as pneumococcal pneumonia, COVID-19, influenza, and pertussis. Please make sure that you consult your doctor for more information on these vaccines. And lastly, get regular checkups. This will make sure that if you have some lung disease, it does not go undetected until it's very late. If you already have a lung disease, getting regular checkups will make sure that you know that your treatment plan is working well. Lung diseases pose a significant healthcare burden and substantially impact people all over the world. But these are largely preventable. To make sure that your lungs remain healthy, do not ignore any symptoms of lung illnesses like chronic cough, like change in voice, or feeling of breathlessness when you're doing your daily chores. Connect with your doctor to clarify your doubts. If you are a DocOnline member, you can connect with our doctor by simply logging in our app and booking a consultation slot of your choice. And lastly, make sure that those of you who are eligible, please get yourself vaccinated against COVID-19, flu, and pneumococcus.